If my memory serves me correctly, it was roughly this time of year, maybe a little more advanced in terms of months, maybe around about the end of October, beginning of November time. I was in my early 20s and quite a neophyte occultist at the time, having only had a handful of strange experiences which had led me to the point of thinking that there's something else beyond the physical, but wanting to learn to control it. I would have done anything in my power to try and gain some kind of extra knowledge or skill associated with this, whatever it was, so that I could then use it for my own purposes. This particular group of witches, warlocks and magicians that I was hanging out with, of very strong pagan devout nature, invited me to attend a investigation of sorts. This was out in the woods. Now remember, it was getting a bit chilly by then. There was fog coming in through the woodlands itself, the smell of fungus in the air. It was quite a bewitching time in its own right. And there were we, a group of about, I would say about 7 or 8 of us, walking down into this isolated bit of woodland, miles away from anywhere. You couldn't even hear the sound of an aircraft passing overhead. We were given the instruction by the self-appointed leader to use a combination between meditation and random movement to try and access whatever forms of spiritual presences were there. I hadn't studied that much in the way of meditation to the point whereby I could have a direct understanding as to the type of state of mind they were heading for, so I chose my own methods. After a period of about 20 minutes of nothing much happening apart from being able to smell much more in the way of leaf mould and sinking slightly deeper into the mud, I was given an instruction by our group leader, our self-appointed group leader, to investigate a little area slightly down the hill where the land was slightly furrowed. Now in this area there was even more of a smell of decay, a few more in the way of mushrooms and toadstools, and there was also a lot of rather jaggedy logs. By this time of night the moon was up and there was a slightly silver glow about the air. Everything was tinged with a hint of moonlight. And I went deeper into my meditation, and I did see something. Not, of course, in the same way as you would see something of a physical nature, of course. Nor was it quite of the same type or nature of something of the imagination. It was a combination between the two. And it was that of a female character, dressed in blue, with some sort of literal electric feeling about her. And also the presence of 2 wolves. The wolves, of course, were rather surprising. You know, in certain parts of Buckinghamshire you don't expect to see wolves. But the lady's atmosphere appeared to be quite peaceful, helpful, benevolent, kind, and radiant and energetic. After the event, I went back with my friends to the pub, and we discussed our various strange experiences. The experience of the lady in blue was quite common amongst a few of the people who had attended the event. This electric blue lady. As it transpired, the location where we were doing our investigation, in this dark, furrowed bit of the woodlands, was an area where previously there had been an electricity substation, and it was believed by some of the pagans in the area that the spirit of the electricity was still somehow in the ground. Maybe I had seen the spirit of a very helpful and beneficial substation. But why did I also see the wolves? Sleep tight.